Hey, what's up, folks? Af Craftsman is back at you. This time, working on a 2005 C6 Chevrolet Corvette. Just picked it up. Needed a couple of things done to it, to include stopping a leak at the power steering hose. So I looked at a few videos on YouTube that showed how they replaced the power steering, the high pressure power steering hose. And I tried those methods and I had no luck. I don't know what they were talking about um, as far as the crow's foot, using the crow's foot and so on and so forth. That didn't work for me. The only thing that ended up working was removing the power steering reservoir and removing the power steering pump, which in my case, the pulley had openings in them that gave me access to the bolts. So I took like 4 bolts out and removed the complete power steering pump, which was pretty easy. Came right off, and it gave me the access to see how the high pressure hose was connected to the pump, and it also gave me access to put a wrench on it. Okay, this was number 16 millimeter wrench, or you can also use a 5/8. I didn't have a 16 millimeter, so I used a 5/8. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, and I'm going to stop at that point, and I'm also going to show you the replacement lines that they sent me. Okay. Okay, so here's the car. Um, okay, so here is the engine compartment. Here is the power steering pump with the pulley on it. And here's the power steering pump bracket. This is the area that I was working in. Everything was mounted right here. So, you know, it made it a lot easier to get to the hose and disconnect the hose from the pump once I removed it from the motor. It took a little time, but you know, not too much time once I figured everything else wasn't going to work. I had to move the radiator hose out of the way. I took the serpentine belt off, and that serpentine belt pulley, tensioner, I mean, off as well. So right now, you know, I just sprayed some engine degreaser down there. I'm waiting for it to do its thing, and then I'm going to spray off all that grease. This is another view from below of where I ended up once I disconnected the high pressure hose from the pump. I pulled it out through here, and this, where you see this little towel, is the other end of where the hose connects. Now, I saw other videos that said, or it seemed like they said it connected here somewhere, but none of these lines are associated with the pressure hose itself. So this is actually where the other end of it connects, and this is part of the steering column. It's the steering column right here, and there's an inlet and an outlet. There's an inlet and there's an outlet right there. Okay. Now let's talk about these hoses. This is the hose that I removed, okay? Now, I went online and I ordered it from 2 places. I'm not going to get into why I ordered it from 2 places, but anyway, the first place I ordered it from sent me this. See the difference? Big difference. The ends are the same, but you get a lot more line for some reason. And in a few places I saw where there were comments that said requires rerouting. Okay, so this is from the first place, and then the second place I ordered from sent me something that looked very similar. The only difference is they have some, looks like some heat shield on theirs that goes up here, and this one doesn't. So apparently the only place that you are going to be able to get a original line is going to maybe be at the dealer, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, because this might be an improvement over the original line that was installed in 2005. I'm not sure what the reason is. I haven't found out yet. But, you know, it's going to be interesting putting it on and seeing how I'm going to route it. Okay, so just stay tuned. More to follow. So as I said in the previous video, the new replacement line was longer than the original line that was installed in 2005 on the Corvette. And I'm not sure why that happened, but I had to reroute it. They didn't give you any instructions. I was lucky enough to go online and find a diagram I'm going to try to attach to the to this video. But basically, the line starts here in the engine compartment where it connects right here under the pump. I took it down, and you have to take it across from left to right, across the front of the bottom of the car. This is it right here. So this is where it comes from the pump. Sorry about the video. This is where it comes down from the pump, and you can see it goes there along here. And then, let me get some more light on it. And then there's a little clamp that comes with it. So I'm going to try to screw it in right there. There are 2 holes that are already here for some reason. It's like they knew this was going to happen. But there are 2 holes pre-drilled already. So I'm going to try to attach to one of the holes, and that'll keep it there. But if you look up, you'll see the cooling fins right there for something else. And then the hose loops back and connects to the steering column. Okay, so this is the rerouting that I use, and I believe this is the correct rerouting for this new hose. Now, let's keep on going. So I had no problem connecting it to the no problem connecting it right to the steering column, which is right here. Okay, I used a little Teflon tape on the threads, and I just screwed it in there. But I did have a problem getting it lined up and everything somewhat on the power steering pump as it came back up here. So what I had to do was I left it loose, and all of this, the pump and the bracket, was all taken off the block when I did that. So once I put the bracket and the pump back onto the block, the problem was tightening it back up to the pump. Okay, and it was a problem because the pulley was, you can see, is not on now. The pulley was here, and the pulley prevents you from putting a wrench or crow's foot or anything up in there because the space just won't allow it. So what I ended up doing was renting a pulley puller from the parts store, and I took off the pulley, and then I was able to, I chose the crow's foot, 16 millimeter crow's foot, and that crow's foot went on just like this. And I was able to tighten it very easily with that. I could have used a short open-end wrench as well, either 5/8 or 16 millimeter works. But that gave me the access that I needed. And then as I thought about it, you know, now there's something else. Let me mention this too. As you notice, there's a big space right here. There's a big space right here in front of where the pulley went. Why? Because I removed the anti-lock brake system, what they call the EBCM system, which is right there. I had to do that in order to get the pulley puller in position to take the pulley off, okay? And so once I did all this, I thought about it and I said, I probably could have left all of this on. The bracket could have stayed on. The pump could have stayed on. And would I, if ever I have to do this again, and this is what I would recommend to you, I would recommend removing the EBCM unit, okay? It was pretty easy to do. And then removing the pulley, okay? And once you do that, you will be able to take the original power steering hose off from here and from here, and then you would be able to replace it with the new power steering pressure hose. I believe, in my opinion, that's a big time saver. So that would be my recommendation on replacing that. I mean, I went as far as taking off the alternator. As you can see, all of this is gone off. So that would be my recommendation to you. So I'm now going to start putting everything back and putting the fluids all in. And she should be good to go after that. I'll let you know.